As long as you're happy about it. Out of Date says the time has come for you to reconcile with your past. Lupa-Lupin is still staying in the camp where he was brought up. He hopes you'll find the answers you are looking for there. Even though darkness is a part of your nature, he suggests you try to keep your cool, as the best fighter is never angry. He'll point you in the right direction, but the rest is up to you. This part of the journey is one you'll have to do on your own. Lupa-Lupin's camp has always been there, hidden deep inside the mountains. Out of Date hopes you'll find your way and the answers you were looking for once you're there. He knows he said it before, but the time has come to put an end to the Lupin's reign of terror. You should get over there, come face to face with destiny. It's going to be you against the Lupin. No rules. He's happy to help. Understands completely. Watch for trouble. Could come from any corner. Lupa-Lupin's camp has always been there, hidden deep inside the mountains. Tread carefully here. This is Lupa-Lupin's camp. Lupa-Lupin says he's been looking forward to this moment. He wanted you to come here and see for yourself where it all started. He was so little when your mother and kin came here to put an end to his mother just because she was different, a hunter. That night, the hunter became the hunted, trapped with nowhere to run. He says your mother showed no mercy, only vengeance. He can see that you're not like your mother. There's something different about you. Maybe you would have made a better decision than she did, and let them be. They orphaned him, left him alone, an outcast and a freak. LUPA-LUPIN says he's been reliving the moment every night since then. He says your mother and her disciples started something that couldn't be undone. They created the monster he would become. He knew his time would come, and he was patient. So, when he got news about your birth, he knew how to get revenge that would last. That's why he spared you that night he raised the village when you were a child. He wanted you to suffer for life, like he had. He marked you for life, so he'd recognize you when you met again, and you'd eventually remember where you came from. His hunger grew insatiable over the years to come. He tried, but being vegetarian wasn't in his nature, and he couldn't go hungry. But he's never taken a life for the sake of appetite. It's always been about survival, and that our true self is being who we are. A deep look into nature will make you understand everything better, and that natural selection eliminates, and the strongest survive. Fate is for those too weak to determine their own destiny, and now the time has come for you to accept yours. Becoming terminal. You have a chance to change the future for good or bad. Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy. He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Noko in the east. Out of Date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Noko. He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Noko and making sure she gets what she needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date was spot on. The hoof puff needs to be stopped. Out of Date says that Noko is worried now that the Eastern World Eater is stepping up its activity. He explains that Noko keeps a fabled steed that she has planned to ride out to the World Eater, but needs help to get it prepared. Out of Date suggests that you should head east as fast as possible and see what you can do to help. He's happy to help. Says goodbye to you. Sometimes don't you wish you could flap away like a bird? That wood scrap seems like it would be perfect for your plans. Hey, you could probably make something glossy with plastic scrap. Upshot. Nice shot. We are lonesome animals that spend all our life trying to be less lonesome. Ah, the GNOAT pen. Noko never leaves this place. She's always put the living things first. Nooks isn't an easy language, but at least it's manageable. She says she is so happy to see you again. She wonders if you remember her. She's Noko. She let you ride her MJUT when you were a kid. Noko remembers you used to chase around with so much energy and is glad to see you haven't lost any of that spark. But that's all long gone now, though. Memories show us where we've been, not where we're going. Is sure they'll come back on their own once you stop forcing them. Hopefully not to haunt you, though. You've suffered enough already. Noko remembers those days too, but she never lets herself wallow in them, no matter how tempting that can be. She sees you're back to buck with LUPA-LUPIN. Can't see how there's any way to avoid that now. Not for long, at least. She says the horrors of your younger days were enough to ruin anyone, but not you. You've got all that cheer about you still. Noko says history is like the trail you've been on. You can walk back down it any time you like, until it's worn smooth. But you get to blaze your own trail from here. Then you are stronger than her. She can't help wanting LUPA-LUPIN to pay for what he did to her GNOATs, despite the fact it's against her nature.
The shadows are getting so small.
I feel attacked.
You should feel attacked. That's the whole point.
Wait, what? But what's light without dark?
A lot happier.
Asks how many paths you've wandered in the world, and if you ever wonder about what might have changed if you'd taken different ones. You can't do everything you want, can't go everywhere, can't see everything, only what you can. So happy the world is going to live, would have been crushed to see all the GNOATs die with it. Likes that you stood up for the world and spurred your way toward helping it out. Glad you saw the light with the myriad. They always bring a sparkliness to any day, and sometimes the nights too. Says that's only for a little while, and when your eyes clear, you see everything even better than before. But let's not speak of that now. She has an idea where the MJUT might have gone, as there's no other place it likes as much as its own corner of the open wild. She's even named it the MJUTMEADOW. The MJUT will recognize the scent you've attracted while being here, so it'll probably trust you enough to follow you. You should lead the MJUT back here when you find it. It's going to take time to get it calm enough to be able to ride out to the World Eater. She can't be sure. You'll have to wait and see. Let's see. Careful in the mountains. Falling is awful. Landing is worse. There they are. Now, catch them. The world is full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. You found the MJUTMEADOW. Watch out for the MJUT. Cutting edge. Well placed. When a story comes to you, pay attention. Now that the MJUT is back in the pen, it seems calm, but Noko is still concerned. She says the MJUT is still anxious, but fortunately she knows just the thing it needs to calm down. The MJUT once found and ate a bonbon gummy by mistake, and that the chewing really calmed it down. She says that you should find some bonbon gummies for the MJUT by the KROSSWAY. At least, that's where she found some last time. It's easy to describe. A KROSSWAY is where roads meet in a knot and merge. This one is in Sector 7J, if you're familiar with Out-of-Date's map. Look at those notices on the board. Too bad the GNOATs couldn't read them. If you wander around here, you might find Noko. She just loves those GNOATs. Once the power ran out, it made sense to ride GNOATs, and that tradition continued through the years. Powered types of transportation polluted the world, but didn't poop in the street. Obviously, they didn't have their priorities right in those days. Watch your step here, and you might find tracks of another traveler. Heroes make for the best stories. It's up to you if you want to be one. Looks like some solid wood scrap there.
비잡탑다 그러하냐네 글로리아를 탑육하는
Sharp dealing. A KROSSWAY. This means you have a choice to make. Which way? Wood scrap's great for building things. Locked up tight? It's a game of life. Yours and everyone else. Wheel the control box handles to buzz the wire. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Wired up and ready to go. You look great. Good for protecting your noggin. Looks valuable. Feels like a river runs through you. Stay away from that biohazard. You'll want to wash yourself off for a month. Get the rhythm going well. One arm, then the other. Pumping good. Looking better. The right key could open this. Cranks like these usually need to be wound to operate the... Just a few moves left. Make them count. You'd expect to see it dispense a blind bot. Wind the cranks to operate the dispenser. What you see is what you get. Once it's out of the blind box, that is. Ooh, a biohazard like that can make you real sick. You need to flick the switches in order to process power through the panel. Good. The loop is electrified enough to spark. This day is as good as it's going to get. Up for grabs. With its attention diverted to the chewy bonbon gummy, the Majut calms down. But Noko is still concerned. She's relieved the Majut has calmed down, but you'll need a heavier sit-tight to ride it than the one she's got. The only sit-tight she can think of that would be heavy enough is one she's spotted mounted on an old-world mecha Majut. If she remembers correctly, she spotted it at the SMILO Shopperia while scavenging for treats for the GNOATs. That's not so far away. Seems to her they preferred the mecha Majuts over the living counterparts in the old world. Maybe the GNOATs were near extinct. Noko is always willing to help. Says you're welcome back. You seem to have made a new friend. You need to loosen the bolts without rattling the mechanism. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's it. The sit-tight is loose. Time to stop horsing around and get the sit-tight back to Nocco. The mountains are so ginormous.
Kamonu. Kamonu. Taifanamenuma. Pala.
Now that the Majut's got a mouthful of bonbon gummy and the brand new sit-tight is in place, the Majut is ready to ride.
Vaiseno kasamanwarut. Kanauruta.
Nocco's been training another fantabulous little critter that'll hopefully become a distraction for the hoof puff when you confront it.
Kialdo male kanaudo. Minalagi mamuru.
She's called them glittermoths, and the best way to find them is to go talk to Mito. She's asked him to keep them somewhere safe.
Asana yopa.
You'll find Mito at BRIGHTLIGHT. He's a light-headed fellow, but hopefully he'll remember where he stored the moths.
Kialdo male kanaudo.
They're small airborne creatures with bright reflective wings and a conspicuous fluttering flight. Mito says he's not only into those who shine bright, he likes things that glitter too. He reckons you haven't seen a glittermoth and says it's about time you did. Even though they're nesting near gone grass, they never run out of glow. Finding yourself a glittermoth would give you that glimmer of hope you need to continue all the way to the end. Glows with delight at your bright passion for the light. Is your mount paying attention? Found some e-waste? Worthwhile. Nice view. Enjoy the darkness while it lasts. There they are. You fixed those flame flies fast. Glittermoth Cave is right here. There they are. You fixed those flame flies fast. Make the most of the night while you can. That's enough glittermoths to make her plan work.
Kala.
She wants you to stop worrying about the paths you've ridden and focus on the inevitable road ahead, the one that leads to confrontation with the World Eater. The hoof puff is evidence of the duality of evolution, utterly beautiful and grotesque at the same time. She means that the hoof puff has had more time to eat at the root as it's been isolated in the KNUPSTONIES mountains. So, based on that alone, she reckons it has suffered as much damage as the northwest root that's hidden beneath the surf. It reminds her of the GNOATs and, like them, it's hoofed. They're just a lot bigger. Could this thing steer itself? If you close your eyes hard enough to reality, your mind opens to let memories in. That's one way to remember what's forgotten. When an unwanted memory intrudes on the mind, it is a natural reaction to want to block it out or just change it. However, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. You weren't supposed to know how to start the automaton pew-pew pang, but clearly you figured that out way back then. Supposedly, mounts like that can smell fear. There they are. Now, catch them. You fixed those flame flies fast. That brickbat is ripe for the pluck. This story is about a hero. new thoughts for you. A story has got to keep moving forward. Ooh, there's some rubber scrap for you. That sealed the fate of the third World Eater. Just one more to go. Out of Date asked to see you again to congratulate you and let you in on the final phases of his plan. This is your chance to get his priorities aligned with yours. Do right by your tribe and the world at large. Just head back to the Ark. He seemed eager to see you again.
Kala.
She wonders if the rumors she's heard about you finding the Ark are true.
Urasa durut. Aria roche nui mumera.
Thinks that's impossible, of course, but she also knows you regularly make the impossible happen.
Rumblene marsamambunundu. Ritsentene.
With the world recovering, the Ark would be a wonderful way to see it, so much faster than even her favorite GNOATs.
Domale tuk.
Loves that you did your best to help the world rather than hurt it. You could have used much more of that, even before you returned.
Ritsentene.
Any idea who might be joining you on your Arky journeys?
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next. There's a seat open on the Ark should you want to offer it as a gesture of appreciation.
Why? You don't need it.
If you want to go...
But you...
Asil natu.
Feels deeply honored that you'd want her to come with you. An Ark is no GNOAT, but she can't pass this up. She's coming aboard.
Anaro lote.
Noko knows she's known for saying things over again.
Anora kapapum.
We'll be around when you return. What a wonderful day!